Probably Stockholm Syndrome by Blink-182.
Michael Jackson, Man in the Mirror.
Billie Jean.
That's Dizzy's mum.
There is another year.
You've lost that loving feeling.
My granddad getting drunk.
Another one of Michael Jackson's, Don't Stop Till You Get Enough. I remember dancing to when I was young, when I was like 10 years old in the karaoke and whatnot.
Just one that I draw a lot of parallels with.
Basically, it reminds me a lot of my car, because the first time whenever I got my car, it was the song that was playing on the radio. And that was a good car. It's now like a small cube because I had to get it crushed because it kind of fell apart.
Memories are a precious part of our life. We try many different ways of preserving them. We keep albums of family photos and of loved ones. We attach certain sentimental values to certain objects and even video record special events in our lives, such as weddings and childbirth. However, we also preserve memories through music and songs. Although not willingly but deep in our subconscious, we attach memories of a specific time in our past with a song we have read around the same time.
Adios Nonino by Piazzolla, because you can see that it's very melancholic. Normally, music associates with something either very dark or on the level of love, but this is to do with melancholy. It's very melancholic. It's very sad. It's the loss. It's a father. It's a son saying goodbye to his father. So that I associate with the beauty of dancing in melancholy, which is what I used to do a lot of in terms of tango.
Well, it takes me back to the night, a very special night, I must say. Back in 2008, what I think it was. Yeah, with my other half, my girlfriend. Yeah. Night I lost my virginity, and it was just beautiful, playing in the background. Everything was just all right, raining outside. Oh my, just thinking about it just gives me the.
I was listening to something on the radio the other day, and it was about Dexy's Midnight Runners, which you may never even have heard of, which were a group that were around when I was at secondary school. And just that brought back so many memories of being at secondary school, out of the uniform and having to wear a horrible grey skirt and all of that, and all the people that I used to know when I was 14, 15, 16, who I've so much lost touch with now. So it's really strange how that sort of thing happens. Said you hear something, and it may have been the first time you've heard it for about 5 years, but it still takes you back to when you first heard it, what it meant to you then, and what it means to you now.
Songs play a different role. I associate different songs with different times in my life. It's almost like it's a chronological thing. It's a narrative. There's a specific jazz song that I was listening to as I climbed up the Apennine Mountains in southern Italy, trying to work out if I was going to do an undergraduate dissertation on interviewing Italian shepherds in the middle of the mountains, and the song got me to the top of the mountain. So the song reminds me of walking for 5, 6, 7 hours up a mountain. So that's a specific memory. Another one taps into a keen sense of I like various tastes in music, but I met my wife dancing Argentinian tango. I dance a lot less tango than I used to, but certain tango songs remind me obviously of that crucial moment. I think songs are evocative in terms of melodies, in terms of rhythms. You almost tap into your unconscious as opposed to your conscious. It can touch an emotionality that's deep within you that you can't necessarily articulate with words, but it's a raw feeling, and you associate feelings with times, with places.
Memories. I think when I was in Malaysia, back in Malaysia 3 years ago, because it used to be my travel anthem. So every time I go out, right, I cannot spend a day without that song.
My family used to go away to Everton with like another family, and I would go to the river that was nearby, kind of for inspiration because it was quiet and low down. And I really liked it there because obviously having been there quite a few times, the friends I'd made there would like made a den and check back on it every year, give it new refurbishments and stuff. And then we'd get we got chased for a field by a farmer because we didn't realise we weren't supposed to be there. And yeah, just things like that, like going to the park and there was a snake like wrapped around it and we hadn't realised and jumped off the swings a bit too quick and fell over. And I think the memory that sticks with me most would be when me and my family were swimming and me and my cousin both got struck by lightning in an indoor swimming pool. And yeah, a lot of people don't believe me, but we were both in hospital, which was kind of rubbish. I mean, it's funny now, but at the time it hurt.
It is very much specific times in your life have a sort of musical soundtrack. I mean, I can think of my student days and the music I listened to then, and that brings back those memories of being a student. The same when I was a little bit older, Indian film songs from when I was a little kid living in Nairobi. It's all these things that, it's that specific music just brings back those memories of that time in your life. I think there are some of your senses which you just pay more attention to. And I think that's why music is so important to very many people, that it is something that is there, that's in the background and sometimes comes into the foreground of your life, and that's how it evokes memories and things. It's slightly, I think it's easier to forget something you've read on the printed page, but things like sound and smells bring back really vivid memories.
You fell to your knees like the leaves in the autumn. You landed in flowers, wishing someone had brought them for you.
When I need inspiration for a song and I have writer's block, I go down to the park near my house in Enfield, and it's where my family used to go every Sunday. It was like a tradition. We used to just go down there, have like picnics, and I remember my granddad used to throw Maltesers to us. I don't know why. He used to just love to throw them. We had to catch them. It was like a little game, and if we missed, he'd shout Butterfingers. And you know, I'd take a packet of Maltesers with me down there whenever I'm trying to write, and it just makes me feel like a child. And I get all them emotions back, and if, you know, I sit underneath this tree and I just think about everything that we used to do, you know, and that's why the songs come from my family, and like it's just like memory lane, and it's just so much easier. Wallpaper is definitely the most inspiring song. I wrote about my sister and how she's constantly juggling 2 kids around, and how, you know, she's on and off with boys and she's never settled down properly. You know, one day I just started writing these lyrics about her, and like got this melody going, and every time I sing it, it's just, I'm there, you know, I feel like it explains everything about her, and you know, she loved it, so obviously I've done a good job. Well, I've been inspired to write songs mostly by my family. I've written a song about every single one of them. Usually depending on what situations they're in, like, you know, if they're breaking up with partners or, you know, doing whatever. I like to write songs about him and then show them afterwards. Relationships is always one that you have to write. You have to do relationships if you're doing acoustic music, because it's always sad and soppy.
When we hear music, we feel a certain way. When we hear music, we are taken back to a specific place or places in time. When listening to a certain song, we are able to remember whom we were with and when. Memories are people's power to remember things. Memories and music both interlink with each other, and they give us a chance to relive that one moment. May it be happy or sad moment. We have a chance to go back to it again. Music reminds us of special memories, family, friends, or relationships. Everyone has that certain song that connects to their hearts and minds. When that song is played, it changes the way you are feeling.